Pilot. I'll say that again. My name is JT Nayaham. I'm a retired Air Force pilot, and I got out of service in 1990. And since then, I've been doing some civil aviation for a few years. After that, I've literally folded my wings, and now I spend my time, writing a bit of poetry, a couple of books I published, do a little sketching, photography, and various other activities like that, just to keep busy. And when I heard of this program, this podcast, or this open mic thing, I was very enthused. And like Harish, this is the first time that I'm live on air, and so I guess it'll take some time for me to settle down and be comfortable with it. But I guess it'll take some time to do it. For today, my poems generally are very, very short. So the time allotted for each participant is 5 minutes, as mentioned by Sunil. I would like to read two short poems, not very serious stuff like what Harish has written. It's more frivolous and more, I would say, in lighter vein. The first one at least. And The first one is, I've titled it, How Are You? So the introduction for that is, over the past few years, and I mean some 15 odd years, I have always been in a quandary about how to answer a very common and simple question that has been thrown at me at least 5 times on an average every single day. It has nothing to do with rocket science, artificial intelligence, bitcoins, Vijay Mallya's present status, or when Bengaluru's roads would be pothole free. No, it's none of those. It's just a simple, how are you? That is what I've named this poem, and would be very grateful if any of you could enlighten me as to how I should respond. So here goes. How are you? These days, when someone asks me, how are you? Should I lie or say, I'm fine? Or should I tell them what's true? I know it's much easier to say that I'm fine than to make a list of my ailments, totaling 29. It's always confusing to start. It's always confusing deciding where to start. Should it be the kidney or should it be the heart? I think it's always better to start with the toes, work my way upwards, and go beyond my nose. My toes seem to be okay, perhaps a trifle pale. There's just one minor problem, and that's my ingrown toenail. Traveling slowly upwards, I come to my knees. They seem to be always creaking, as if they need some grease. My hip joint seems a little wobbly, like an out of control rocket. Perhaps it's time to replace the old ball and socket. I'm told that my prostate's enlarged and my bladders become weak. I fear before long I will develop a susu leak. My digestion is all but conked out. Can't eat even a bit of party food, lest I get the loosies, which will certainly spoil the party mood. Oh, the quacks keep saying your liver is fatty, it's a miracle that you're functioning at all. Keep checking for cirrhosis, and don't you dare touch alcohol. My kidney, my pancreas, and my spleen are well past their prime. They may all decide to pack up just about any time. My lungs are barely coping. My lungs are barely coping to take in enough air. So walking above a snail's pace is something I do not dare. Coming to my most vital organ, also known as the heart, doctors warn me it's so weak, don't even strain to fart. Now I come to my mouth and my stained yellow teeth. They may appear to be perfect, but they're all rotten underneath. My nose has become bulbous, the olfactory nerve shot to hell. You can even blow in my face and I will never get the smell. My eyesight is fast fading. I can't even see a hill. I feel really sad that my hearing is almost completely nil. Finally, we reach the top of my geriatric head. Well, that's it. I don't blame you for wondering if I'm mad or totally brain dead. Thank you.
Wow, that was wonderful.
Thank you.
I'm also a senior citizen, so passing down that road right now.
This is amazing. I think there's rhyme scheme, there was ease of rendition, there was humor, um uh, and I think everything about it was absolutely wonderful. And if this is the general space in which you write, I think you earned a lot of fans with this. So many things caught my attention. So Robina will know some of these by uh, some of my own poems. So I also use
Yeah.
a lot of parts, bumps, everything in the poem. So like when that comes along, I'm like automatically a fan.
So we'd like to hear your ode to the bum, Pungi, later.
Yes, absolutely. No.
Sunil, is it okay if I recite one more poem and that will
Oh yeah, absolutely.
go ahead and wait for other people to finish and then go?
No, you can actually share one more.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, folks, this poem, I composed this being from the services. I composed this to highlight the feelings of the members of our armed forces, especially the ubiquitous army soldier who is called upon ever so often to confront the enemies and is expected to give his all to keep the country safe. History shows that the Indian soldier never shirks his duty and always fights to win, no matter what the odds. Most people don't have the faintest idea of the terrible conditions that the soldiers have to put up with, how they are risking their lives and many a time making the supreme sacrifice. However, the collective memory of the country is short and it soon forgets the dead. And of course, the politicians always forget their promises. It's for this reason that I wrote this poem, and I have named it For Your Tomorrow, We Gave Our Today. So here goes. For your tomorrow, we gave our today. The guns have fallen silent, the enemy subdued. We won the war, you say with tremendous pride. But spare a thought, my dear countrymen. Spare a thought for those who died. You who have never seen a battlefield or seen the horrors of war. You who sit on sofas and lazy boys or watch the news on TV in some cozy bar. You who have never experienced the scent of fear or the acrid smell of cordite. When a grenade explodes next to you and you felt that this may be your last night. You who have never seen your friend alive one moment and the next moment dead. He has no face. He's been shot through the head. You who have never slept in a tent with temperatures 30 below, nor have you ever quenched your thirst with a mug of melted snow. You who have never been isolated from parents, your children, or your wife, have you ever sacrificed anything for your country, let alone your life? But fear not, my countrymen, you're safe. Safe as long as we guard the borders, without flinching, not hesitating to lose our lives, to go into battle, to obey your orders. All we ask is for something small, something that you should remember us by every day. Never forget, it is we who make the ultimate sacrifice. For your tomorrow, we give our today. Yes, my dear countrymen, the guns have fallen silent. The enemy is being subdued. We won the war, you say with rightful pride. But do spare a thought, my dear countrymen. Spare a thought for those who died. Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, I think this was beautifully rendered. And I think the thought process behind it gets very clear as and when we read this. It's the reality of what happens, because whatever you mentioned, I think we're cozy sitting in our homes, not knowing what's happening at the border. Beautifully shared. And I think with you have the experience, so you know it. So hearing it from you, it makes it all the more special.
Thank you very much. Thanks.